Welcome.
Welcome to the Everything Podcast, Season 2, Episode 141. And before we get into the main topic of this episode, it is time for Day 14 of the 2023 Advent Calendar. That was Day 14 of the 2023 Advent Calendar. So if you watched the last episode, which please do, it's my review of the first Doctor Who 60th Anniversary Special titled The Star Beast. Now in this episode there will be some more reviews to do with Doctor Who, but before that will be some clips that have been released on social media from The Star Beast. So obviously I've shown 2 preview clips. So we showed the one about 3 episodes ago with the Meep, Donna and Rose, and then 2 episodes ago a preview clip which featured the Doctor and Shirley Bingham. So here, so next up will be some clips from The Star Beast. So the clip from The Star Beast, which I'm going to show you, is actually the brand new title sequence for Doctor Who. So let's watch the brand new Doctor. Isn't a actual clip from The Star Beast, but it's actually some photos from The Star Beast with the caption "Ready to step inside, introducing the brand new TARDIS interior. Who fancies the trip?" So we've got a photo here starting off. We've got the TARDIS door open so we can see the actual console bit of the interior of the TARDIS, and then we've got one of the ladders, what you call them, I don't know. Then we've got another bit, which a couple more ladders and the console. And then in another post we have the one where you can see looking out, so towards the door. Then we've got another one with the console in the centre. And finally we've got one of just part of the console as well. We've actually got a clip, so the clip from the actual episode, not just the title sequence, is watching the 14th Doctor, played by David Tennant, and Donna Noble, played by Catherine Tate, look at the new interior of the TARDIS. So let's watch it.
What's that?
bit nippy.
Oh, come on!
Alright. It's gorgeous!
Next up is a behind the scenes video explaining how they designed the 14th Doctor's costume. Let's have a look.
You do have a new costume, yeah. Look, this is it.
It's a fabric that David chose, actually. We bought it all. We pretty much needed it all. It must have been about 20 odd meters. He's probably got 4 or 5 sets of the trousers and the jacket and maybe 4 coats.
David's whole look is a nod to the old. It's very much a traditional screwdriver, just with new little whizzy innovations.
That was important, to find something that very much had the same flavour and the same feel, but also marked the sense that this is not quite the same story that we're telling.
Well, the look of him's very precise, it's very doctory, but new. It's not the old look reproduced. It's a suit, it's a tight suit, but it's a different pattern. He insisted on doing that top button up, and I don't know why he did that, and I don't know what he was thinking, but I love it. At moments like that, you trust your lead actor. We all had an input into it, we all had a say, but at the same time, we actually kind of sat back and went, you're the man.
Allons-y!
Next up, and it's not actually a clip from this episode, The Star Beast, it's a next time trailer for the next episode, Wild Blue Yonder, that we literally know nothing about. We literally know zero. I'm recording this on the 26th of November. That episode comes out on the 6th, no, doesn't. It comes out on the 2nd of December at 6:30pm GMT. So let's watch the next time trailer for Wild Blue Yonder, the second of the 3 60th anniversary specials.
Life signs.
What are they?
So yes, that was the next time trailer released online after the broadcast of the Star Beast for Wild Blue Yonder. So it was about 20 seconds long, as you've just seen. So we know that. We know there's a scene where the TARDIS ran away. That is pretty much it. It's exciting because obviously this episode we knew quite a lot about it. We know not as much as we did for the Star Beast, for the giggle. So yeah, so coming up next, actually, so you thought, why are you doing all these videos? Why aren't you showing I showed the design bit, but there's some behind the scenes videos which I'm not quite showing and probably not going to get to in this episode, but will be in the next episode, which we explain clear. So next up, so we had, I'm doing this in the UK because I think it's probably the easiest way to do it. So 6:30 till 7:30 was the broadcast of Star Beast on BBC One. But if you switched over to BBC Three at 7:30 till 8:00 was Doctor Who Unleashed, which, if you watched the first 5-6 years of the new series of Doctor Who, there was the show called Doctor Who Confidential, which is a behind the scenes. Now, Doctor Who Unleashed is kind of the modern version, the new version of Doctor Who Confidential. So here is my review for Doctor Who Unleashed, The Star Beast. So the episode starts off with a Whoniverse intro. Stephen Powell introduces himself. Stephen poses as the Doctor before David Tennant interrupts him. The Unleashed logo then appears. The first day of filming for the 60th anniversary specials was Monday, the 9th of May 2022. Stefan interviews Russell, David and Catherine about the return to Doctor Who. Stefan recaps Journey's End. Catherine explains how her and David, as well as Russell, returned to Doctor Who started with the tweet-alongs during the COVID-19 pandemic. Russell talks about David and Catherine as actors. David and Catherine talk about their love of working on Doctor Who. Stefan asks Jasmine Finney about how she feels being part of Doctor Who and playing Rose. Russell mentions that Rose has an integral part in the plot of the Star Beast. Yasmin talks about the dead naming in the episode and remembering horrible memories from her school experience. Stephen Powell explains how the Star Beast was adapted to TV from a comic. The original Star Beast comic was written by Pat Mills and drawn by Dave Gibbons. Stefan talks to Pat and Dave and introduces David to them. David gets a copy of the original comic signed by both Pat and Dave. Pat and Dave meet with Meep. Stefan explains how the Meep was brought to life. Miriam Margulies talks about her role as the voice of the Meep. Stefan introduces Angred Evans, who is a second assistant sound person. Angred explains what she does, which includes distributing radio mics and headsets. Catherine watches Stefan practice holding a boom mic. David gives Stefan a tour of the new TARDIS. David tells Stefan to not break the TARDIS, and Stefan shows an exclusive clip from the next episode titled Wild Blue Yonder. So yeah, obviously with this episode that we know much about, the clip was only about 20 seconds long. I'm not going to spoil it, so if you're in the UK, go on to BBC iPlayer right now. So if you go onto the iPlayer, then there's a Explore Collection Hooniverse bit. Click on that bit, click on Unleashed, click on the Star Beast. If you go a minute towards the end, a minute before it ends even, and there'll be an exclusive clip, they'll have spoiler alert all over it. But when you're watching this, it's probably not making much sense because you've already seen it anyway. So yeah, that's what's going on. But yeah, next up, so as I talked about in a couple of episodes ago, an official Doctor Who podcast has been released, and there's reviewing every episode of Doctor Who going forward, starting with the Star Beast. So let's review that as well. As the Hooniverse intro, so Hooniverse is kind of the term, so anything Marvel is probably it's the example that I know, so I'm going with it. Like they have the Marvel Studios logo before every movie, TV show, animated thing. So Doctor Who are doing the same with the Hooniverse intro as well. The official Doctor Who podcast is presented by Juno Dawson, Tyrell Charles and Crystal D, featuring exclusives from showrunner Russ T Davies. They start by talking about David Tennant's return to Doctor Who. They all pick David Tennant as their favourite Doctor. They also talk about Doctor Who Redacted, which Juno Dawson wrote. The Doctors... they also talk about Doctor Who Redacted. That's supposed to be a comma, not a full stop. But anyway, punctuation, here we go. They also talk about Doctor Who Redacted, which was wrote by Juno Dawson. The Doctor's New Sonic Screwdriver, which I've shown a video of multiple times. And Liberation for Daleks, which is a Doctor Who magazine exclusive comic strip that basically, so we know where... so the order for the 14th Doctor, the Power of the Doctor regenerates from Jodie Whittaker into David Tennant. Then we have Liberation of the Daleks. Then we have the Children Need episode. And then we have the 3 specials, Idiots Christmas special as well. Then they talk about the Meep, voiced by Miriam Margulies. Russell explains that in the first draft of the script for the Star Beast, the Meep turns evil a lot earlier. They then talk about Donna. Juno explains she wasn't a fan of Donna in the 2006 Christmas special, The Runaway Bride, but warmed to her in Donna's future adventures in 2008. Juno's favourite scene of the episode was Donna about to sacrifice herself willing to sacrifice herself to save Rose and the whole population of London, which was 9 million. They then talk about the Temple Nobles, which includes Sylvia, Sean and Rose. They then try Tuna Madras. Juno is a trans person and believes that dead naming is important within the episode, and the pronoun conversation between Sylvia and Donna. Within the episode, I read that wrong. And Juno also explains how important the pronoun conversation was between Sylvia and Donna as well within the episode. Then they talk about the TARDIS. Tyrell's favourite scene of the episode is the Doctor running around with TARDIS. So you've seen that clip within this episode as well. Russell talks about his love of the new TARDIS based on the Fugitive Doctor's TARDIS, as well as like there's some classic series. It's basically a TARDIS to do with every era of the show, really. They finally talk about the 14th Doctor. So yeah, that's actually where I'm going to end this episode. So in the next episode there'll be a review of the Envision commentary of the Star Beast, as well as the behind the scenes video. I'm not going to show that. Apart from copyright, 15 minutes of that, it's going to be blocked. You're not going to be able to see it anyway. So if you want to check it out, go to the official Doctor Who channel. I'll be showing a snippet that's been released on social media, because I think that's fair. Release a short snippet and I'll be reviewing it all, so you get a little taster of what it is. So yeah, and then obviously we'll be doing the same for Wild Blue Yonder and The Giggle. So yeah, So let me know what you thought of all of the clips from the Star Beast, the trailer for World Beyonder, the review for both the Doctor Who Unleashed episode and the official Doctor Who podcast episode, and do that in the comments below. Remember, you can also like and subscribe, and that's it for the Everything Podcast, Season 2, Episode 141. Goodbye.